gentlemen, it is time. Please help me welcome back to the stage here at Uorre Studios, the one and only Mr. Network Marketing Pro, Eric Uorre.
All right, come on in, grab your seats. We've got a lot to cover in a short period of time. Let me just tell everybody, just for those who are planning, depending on where you are in the world, we're probably going to go to about 12:30, if that's okay. Then we're going to take a break, come back for the VIP session, go till 12:30. It is 11:06 Pacific time right now, so about another little less than 90 minutes. I'm trying to cram in as much as I can. I get impatient and I start going too deep on certain topics, but hopefully there was a topic that was meant for you, is necessary for you in order to be able to have a breakthrough. That's our goal. At GoPro in December, we'll have 3 full days where we can really go hard on all of this, and you're going to leave there empowered. I'll tell you more about that later. But I also found out during the break that, especially with some of the language rooms, there was some technological stuff going on with translation, at least in the first 30 minutes or so. And then we had a bunch of people like sign up 2 minutes before this thing started and slammed the system all at the same time. So getting them all logged in, it messed it up a bit. So for everybody that's registered, we're going to give you the replay of this event. So you will have it. Everybody that's registered, if you missed 30 minutes or missed part of the beginning, we'll send you the replay and we'll give you the process to be able to watch that. It's some password protected site somewhere. It's only, you won't be able to share it, but you'll be able to use it, okay? Some of this stuff, I know I'm going fast, you're writing down the notes as quick as you can. Sometimes it's hard to absorb as much as you'd like to absorb. So, I want to introduce you to a friend of mine who lives in Toronto, Canada, is building a business all over the world, and he wants to share a few thoughts with you. His name is Rakan Khalifa, so say hi to Rakan. Rakan!
GoPro community, what's up, Eric? Thank you very much for allowing me to speak. My name is Rakan Khalifa. I've been involved in network marketing for 6 years, and it may be glamorous right now, but it wasn't almost glamorous. Actually, my first year, I didn't recruit a single person. But you know what the difference is between me and a lot of people? Is that a lot of people don't talk to a lot of people, and they actually don't recruit. I talk to a lot of people. I just couldn't figure out the recruiting game. But I figured this is a fundamental aspect of the business. This is a fundamental skill set. And I really had to dig deep. I really had to understand my mistakes. So I'm going to give you guys my mistakes so you guys don't do it. Number one, this is not sales. Network marketing is a little bit different than sales. This is more of a relationship building. I have to be able to relate to this person. I have to be able to talk to this person. And I followed 3 things. People that want to sign up with me, they're going to follow 3 things. If they like me, if they are like me, or they want to be like me. Now, the most powerful way of recruiting is they want to be like me. So that was the first thing. The second thing is that if you've been here for some time, don't worry about it. I promise you your time will come. The whole point of events like this, of our calls, of our teaching, is for you to develop just 1% better, 1% better, 1% better. And I know a lot of you guys may take down a lot of notes, and that's what I did. I just took down a lot of notes, and I became overwhelmed. What do? I'm telling you, you just pick one and you start with that. And the last thing, and this is probably one of the most important things you need to understand, that this skill set will absolutely set you free. When you figure out, it's like a cheat code to life. It's no longer about network marketing. It's a cheat code to life. You can recruit anybody, anywhere, and there's the power of being a network marketer. I can tell you one thing, there's almost 100,000 people in my team, and it all came true because I talked to the right people and I shared my message and I knew how to recruit them. So my friends, my family, I hope you enjoy everything today. I hope you take all the notes. I hope you have a breakthrough after this event, and we'll see all the success stories from now to GoPro.
Rakan Khalifa, give him a round of applause. Okay, so let's come back to this cycle because we're going to kind of go fast now, right? We gave you a way to find prospects. How many people feel a little bit more confident that they can find prospects? It doesn't need to be a magical 3 people. You feel a little bit more confident? Yes? Raise hands. All right, fantastic. How many feel confident that you can start conversations with all of them? Yes? Not all of you will. but you can. There's certainly nothing stopping you from doing it. And just resist the overwhelm that tends to show up in your business. You start 10 conversations, you get 7 people responding back. Some of you already have people in the recruiting process since you started conversations 15 minutes ago. Anybody in this room have somebody in the recruiting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 people just here in the room. Look at all the yeses in the chat. All we did was say hello, and it opened the door. And maybe they were ready for a pivot right away. Who knows? All right, let's go. See what I mean? So I want you to demystify some of this stuff. All business is conversation. You just need to have more. Most of you say too much to too few people. You need to say a little bit less to more people and keep the conversation going with those people if you want to get better results. This is not a mystery. All right, so then the pivot. The pivot is something you're going to have to feel a bit. When they're ready, the pivot, something you have to feel. You need some emotional intelligence. And guess how you're going to learn? By doing it. And say, nope, that was too early. Nope, I'm being too persistent on them. I'm freaking them out. Or nope, I let that one was warm and I let it go cold again. Now I got to warm it back up. Write this in your notes. Quantity is the solution to just about every problem you have. You're not doing enough quantity. Quantity gives you a feedback loop. And from the feedback loop, you can improve quality. But don't ever mistake, quantity is the solution. You just need to do more of whatever it is that's working. Get the feedback loop to make it better, improve the quality. All of you can do this. Every single one of you, all of your limiting beliefs, I don't buy any of them. I'm too old, I've tried for too long, I've been with my company too long, I've been a failure, I've been this, I've been that. Shut up. It's all nonsense. It's nonsense. I don't know anybody, I live in a small town. You have a phone, you can have a business. I mean, it's simple. I live in too big a city, nobody talks to anybody. Shut up, stop it. Seriously. I'm not a salesperson, neither was I. I'm too shy. Guess what the best thing that ever happened to shy people was? You know what it is? Who considers themselves an introverted person? Raise your hands. There's some of the introverts were not even willing to raise their hands in this room because they're that introverted. You know what your best friend is if you're an introvert? People don't talk on the phone anymore. It's the best thing ever for an introvert. I can just text and hide and text and hide and text and hide. This is the greatest thing ever. Because if they get me on the phone, they're going to ask me a question I don't know how to answer. I can just text and go take a nap. Get back to them tomorrow. I'm still not a jerk. This is the best thing that ever happened in my life. So great. Finding prospects, conversation pivot. Now we're going to get to invite. I'm going to go quick on invite. What are we inviting to? What are we inviting to? A third party. We're inviting to something else. Point, read, introduce, tell stories. That's what we're inviting them to. After we made the pivot, I might be crazy. I just have this intuition. I think you and I could do something. I've always felt like you could run a big business. I think 1 + 1 might add up to 5. I could be totally wrong, but here's how we can find out. Let me show you this thing. Let me introduce you to this person. Right? Let me have you check out this product. Take a look at how they pay people. Watch this video. Attend this Zoom. Whatever it's going to happen to be. Now, 3 different types of invitations. And I'm going to cover this quickly, but I just want you to understand. The type of invitation depends on the relationship that you have with the prospect. Okay? Write these three down. Direct, indirect, and super indirect. Direct, indirect, super indirect. If someone looks up to you, if they admire you, if they respect you, if they see you as more successful than they are, if they've always wanted to be closer to you or do business with you, you can use a direct approach. You can say, I've got a solution. I want to show it to you. I think we could do something together. You can do that. It's a little bit dangerous, a little bit. It's hard not to do, you know, because that's like the lowest hanging fruit. It's like ready to fall off the tree. You know what I mean? How do you not pick that fruit? You got to, it's like, some people you can call and say, get over to my house now. You're 20 minutes away, I'll see you in 15. You know what I mean? You could do that. Get over here. We got to check this thing out. And then, but then when they get over, use third party. Don't just use your influence. Use your influence to get them to take a look, but not their influence to your influence to give the facts to join. Come take a look, right? So that's the direct approach. I tried that when I was 23 and had 18 jobs. Guess how good it worked? Not very good. The fact that I was connected with the company was kind of a black mark on the company. You know, they let you in? Like what? They let in, I mean, I don't know if I can associate with this. So you can use direct to get them to take a look, but just don't use direct to give them the facts. Use third party to give them the facts. You understand? Got it? Indirect is when you're at a peer level. They kind of view you, this is a lot of your warm market. You know, you admire them for something, they admire you for something. You know, there's not like a big hierarchy emotionally between the two of you. Now what you're going to be looking for is, you're going to be using words like we talked about those pivot words, intuition, I have this crazy idea. I'd like to, but now you're going to be a little bit more respectful. I'd like to get your opinion. I'd like to get your feedback. I'd like you to help me evaluate. Help me take a look. See if this would work in this marketplace. You're a pretty smart person. You know, can you see if there's any holes in this that I'm missing? Is this compensation plan worthwhile for me? Would you, I need your guidance, assistance, help, support, that type of language after you've made the pivot. And they say, you know, you've made the pivot, and they say, yeah, I'm kind of interested in taking a look. Fantastic, because I really need your help. You've looked at more businesses than I have, or you're more connected with this particular product line and product category. I'm not as much of an expert. I don't know how to be able to say what's good and what's bad. You have a better idea at this. Let's go look together. Understand? Indirect. You're going to use that a lot. A lot. It's very respectful. And I will tell you, in today's world, the respectful network marketer can build an unlimited team. If people feel disrespected in the process, they'll run away. If they feel respected in the process, they will gravitate towards you. Okay? Respect is wildly important in building a team and building relationships. So, indirect. Third category is super indirect. I go talk to, who's a millionaire in the room? You never get to say it, so you might as well raise your hand. Go ahead. It's fun. It's fun. You're a millionaire? Yeah. All right. What's your name? Selena. Hi, Selena. I'm about to have a daughter-in-law named Selena next Sunday, a week from Sunday. Yay. Super happy. So Selena, she's a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire, let's say. I'm 23, right? I go to Selena and say, Selena, I've got this business, and you should check it out. Do I have a shot with Selena as a millionaire? No shot. No shot. So I need to use a super indirect approach and say, Selena, listen, congratulations on your success. I've admired what you've built. It's so impressive what you've done. And I hope someday I can be as successful as you. And I've gotten involved in a business, and don't worry, I'm not trying to involve you in my business. So I disqualify Selena from the business. It's not for you. But number one, you know how to look at a business better than I do. And number two, you know people that might not fit in your world that could fit in mine. And if you could connect me some money motivated, ambitious people who may be dissatisfied where they currently are, I'd find a way to make it worth your time. If I made it easy on you, Selena, could I show you what I've got going on? I'll make it easy on you, I promise. I know your time's valuable. Can you check it out and then see if maybe there's a mental candidate? You can be a hero to somebody that doesn't fit in your world right now, and I'll make it worth your time anyway. You know, can we sit down for coffee? You got to eat anyway, right? You're going to have lunch at some point anyway, right? You're going to have coffee at some place anyway, right? I'll come to you. Don't worry about it. I'll make it easy. I'll show you what I've got, all third party. And if you respect somebody who's a millionaire or a successful person, whatever, more successful than you, the busiest person, whatever, guess what? They're the most productive. And also, guess what? They literally cannot resist seeing an opportunity when it's being presented. They cannot help it. They're like, well, if this clown is making a nickel in this business, I'm going to make all the money there is. I'm taking all the dollars. So, but do you understand the respectful approach that I took there? Disqualified from the business. You know, look, I'm just not treating you like some simple candidate. I know you're successful, you know, but I also know successful people are looking for cash flow. Successful people know people that don't necessarily fit into their business right now, that are great people that are looking for a fit. And you could potentially connect me to some of those people. I'll do the legwork. I'll make it worth your time. Okay? So direct, get over here. Sit down. We got to talk. Use third party. Indirect, you use that a lot. Help, support, guidance, direction, feedback, all that. And super indirect, this is not for you, but you're a person of influence. Congratulations. I have something. Would you help me evaluate it, number one? I'll make it easy on you. You've got to keep saying that. Write this on your notes and circle it for all of your prospects. I'll make it easy on you. It won't take a lot of time. I'll make it easy. I'll make it easy. Don't stress. This is not a 3-hour thing. Okay? I'll make it easy on you. Direct, indirect, super indirect. All right. So let's go to presentation. We're inviting to a third-party source. What does the presentation need to be? You or a third-party source? Third-party source. Even if you're just sitting with them over coffee, you must have something to point to, introduce, read, some story to tell. If you end up resisting the urge, or not resisting the urge and deciding to become the fact giver, your results are going to plummet. So you need to get somebody on the phone with them while you're at lunch, have them tell them, point to something, have a little presentation, have something that you can show, have your iPad so you can show a 3-minute video while you're waiting for the coffee. Whatever. But the presentation needs to not be about you. We said this about third party, not about you. If you want to get results, you're going to give that presentation. That's a very short lesson. There's a lot more I could talk about it. But do you understand the concept generally? We're inviting them to look at something, and now we're helping to make sure that they look at something that's not us. And if you have your list of third-party tools, you should be able to do that. Guide them. You're connecting the prospect to the information. You're making the connection. And the third-party information gives the education. Now, after you present, how many people join? Deanna asked, how do I make it worth the time? How would I make Selena, how would I make it worth her time if she connected me with some people? I would do one of two things. If Selena's really an entrepreneur, a millionaire, it's going to be pretty simple. She's going to introduce me to some people, and after she understands it, she's going to pull me aside. She's going to say, hold on, before you sign those people up, you're going to put me in the structure above those people. Of course, happy to. Or based upon those people's success, I'd find a way, send her something that she likes, give her a gift. You know, depending on if they produce, if they go do some stuff, I'll remember her at Christmas. You know, just make it worth the time. It's an introduction. It's not that big a deal. Right? So I can either make it formal or informal. But I will follow through on that. She connects me to somebody good, for sure. So, now, after presentation, guess what we need to do? How many people are ready to join after one exposure? How many of you joined after one exposure? Either put a 1 in the chat or raise your hands. And how many of you have been annoyed with the rest of the world ever since because they don't see it as fast as you saw it? Like, what in the world? It's so annoying. What is wrong with these people? This is obvious. It's true, though. What's true is, look at all the ones in the chat. What's true is this. Professionals understand that people aren't going to be ready to join just like that. They feel like, even if they want to, they're like, I've made rash decisions before in my life. I need to just think for a second. I need to go talk to a few people. I need to go Google some stuff. I need to go look this person up on Facebook. I need to go, send me some of that product. Let me see if it was for real. Let me try it out. Let me test it. Show me that compensation plan again. How would I get paid if I did this? Show me that information again. Right? Introduce me to somebody who's actually been successful. Introduce me to somebody like me. Right? Somebody who has my background. So I can ask them some questions. Because I've learned what I can learn from you. Ask them some questions. It's usually multiple exposures. For those of you who didn't join on the first exposure, how many exposures do you think it took before you finally said yes? Hold up your hands in numbers if you can, and put the numbers 12, 3, 3, 10 plus, 3, 3, a lot of 4s, 5s, 3s, 4s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 10, 8, 3, 10, 5, 5, 3, 3, 2. Yeah, 3. So it's not one. So what does a professional do? What did we start in the first place? A conversation. Guess what we need to do after the presentation? We continue the conversation. That's all we do. Just break it down simple. Continue the conversation. You were in conversation with them before, did the presentation, they say, I got to think about it. Fine. A presentation, I want you to think about this in terms of an exposure, okay? You're exposing them to your business using a third-party tool. Now, write this down. The only purpose for an exposure is to schedule the next exposure. The only purpose for an exposure is to schedule the next exposure. Keep the conversation going. Now, here's how you would do that. Artfully. And I've screwed it up a bunch of times. Recently, with some conversations I've been having for different business ventures I've been doing. I finished an exposure, I didn't schedule the next one. Then I had to follow up and say, sorry, I forgot to say, when should we connect again? So, I go back and I fix it. I restart the conversation. We have the next exposure. After the next exposure, They have some question, they have some objection, whatever it happens to be. I help them answer it. How? Through third party. Third party should be able to answer every question and every objection. Third party should be able to answer it. And at the end of that exposure, either they're ready to join or I schedule the next one. And either it's, let's say I need to talk to my spouse. Fantastic. I think that's a good idea. Talk to your spouse before you make a business decision, of course. Of course, totally makes sense. When do you think you could talk to your spouse? In the next 3 days. I get it. Want to ease up to it. I understand. 3 days. So if I text you like in 4 days, you think you'll talk to your spouse by then, and you let me know how it went? Sure. So now I've got the next exposure set. I'm done. If you talk to them ahead of time, you text me. But if not, I'll talk to you in 4 days. I'm keeping the conversation going. They're saying, I don't know if this product's for real. Well, why don't you be a customer, try the product. Part of your due diligence, it's $100 or whatever it is. Try it out. See what the customer experience feels like. Try the product. See if you like it. See if you get the results. How long do you think? It's going to take, let's say, 10 days for you to feel or notice a difference or whatever with this product. Let's get the product on the way. And after 10 days, I'm going to check in and just see how it's going with the product. Keep the conversation going. I'll keep the conversation going forever. Forever. I'll find a way. I keep talking about Dana White. Dana White was in, where was he? For the fight Friday night with Sugar Sean. I can't remember, where Carolinas or something. But he normally wears black, but he was wearing a blue suit and he looked really sharp. So he put the belt on the first one. So I texted him, bro, you're looking awesome in that blue suit. I can't believe how great a shape you're in, because he is. He's in great shape. He lost 40 pounds. So I shot him that. In the middle of the fight. And in between fights, I get fist bump emojis back. My man. So staying in conversation. I did a podcast with anti-aging doctor. It's my doctor, it's also his doctor. I sent it to him. Say, hey, we talk about you a bit inside of there. I talked to him about Zuckerberg and Elon Musk having a fight, that he's kind of in the middle of that whole thing. How's that all coming along? We talk, whatever, it doesn't matter. You're in Maine. He was up in Maine enjoying the nice weather, and I'm in Vegas at 115 degrees. I'm just like, man, the lake life in Maine looks really nice right now. He's like, yeah, you can't imagine. It's awesome. Stay in conversation, stay in conversation, stay in conversation, stay in conversation. Look for opportunities, stay in conversation. Okay? You just got to keep the conversation going infinitely. Infinitely. Even if they say, you know what, it's not a fit for me. Stay in conversation anyway. What is something that they like? If you see an article or you see something funny on the internet or whatever, send it to them. Remind you of them, send it to them. Hope you're well. You don't know what's going to happen moving down the road. We are in the networking business, folks. Building and growing networks. Keep the conversation going. Don't make it so heavy. Don't make it so tense and rigid. Just keep it going. Look for opportunity. Bring value. Keep it going. Look for opportunity. Another third-party thing. Like Dana led me to another group, who I won't mention, that have a whole bunch of successful people. So there was an event that happened here in our studio a week ago. So I let that group know, hey, this happened, just kind of FYI. And then, yeah, it's really interesting. Staying in conversation, staying in conversation, staying in conversation. That's what we do. Keep it in conversation. Now, enrolling, recruiting. I'm not going to... If I go through objections quickly, would you rather me skip objections or go through them quickly? All right, I'm going to go through them quickly. Because you're going to get objections, right? Objections are going to show up. And objections are not a bad thing. And questions are not a bad thing. Even though I went through 3 stages when it came to objections in my business. People would say, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't like sales, I don't like network marketing, I'm too busy, I don't know anybody, same stuff. I got to pray about it. You know what I mean? Got to talk to my spouse. I mean, it's a handful of things. And we can make a really depressing list of all the objections if we wanted to. We can take the time to do it. We're not going to do it. We kind of understand what they are, right? There's basically only 2 types of objections that people have. Both of them are good for you, ultimately. One kind is they have a limiting belief about themselves. I'm not a salesperson. I don't know anybody. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. I'm not charismatic. I'm introverted. Whatever. I'm terrible at sales. Limiting belief about themselves. Or second, they have a limiting belief about network marketing. It doesn't work. It's a scam. Only people at the top make money. Doesn't last. Companies go out of business. Products are overpriced. Whatever. That's it, basically. Can you think of any? They pretty much fit into those 2. The only one that kind of doesn't is I got to pray about it. I kind of don't know which one that lands in. You got to decide. So, and the same thing, I want to think about it. We don't know what they want to think about, their limiting belief about network marketing or their limiting belief about themselves. It's one or the other. So I developed a very simple 4-step process that I'm going to give you very quickly that will help you with any objection. Number 1, listen. Listen till you really understand. They say, you know what, I don't have the time. When you say you don't have the time, tell me what you mean, really. Are you really saying you don't have any time? Or are you saying that I haven't shown you enough to justify your time? Is that what you're saying? Or are you being polite, saying you don't have the time? Well, you did have the time, but this is not interesting to you? Just help me understand. And you can shoot me straight. It's okay. You won't hurt my feelings. I'm just trying to connect people to something that might be helpful for them. And I thought about you. I will not take it personal. Tell me what you're really saying. They're saying, I'm overwhelmed. Let's say they'd say, I'm overwhelmed. I watch my daughter and my son-in-law with a 6-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a newborn. And 2 businesses that they run together. Holy moly. That I'm exhausted just watching that. I mean, that's a lot. That's little kids are a young person's game. I remember now, going back, that was a minute ago, but man. So find out when they say they don't have the money, really? Is it really a money thing? And I don't want to embarrass you. I'm not trying to do that at all. I just really trying to understand. Is it, are you worried that you wouldn't get your money back? Have you tried something like this before? Or, you overextended? Because here's my core belief. Whatever objection they have for the reason why they can't do it is the reason why they must. That's my belief. I don't tell them that. But that's my belief. That they say they don't have the time, that's the reason why I have to show them how they can buy their time back. If they say they don't have the money, I have to show them how they can find a way to get the money. Don't have to say that anymore. You know what I mean? So I can show them how they could succeed being shy. I can show them how they succeed not knowing any people. I can show them all that. So that's my core belief. So I listen until I fully understand. Because my 3 stages I went through in objections. First, people would give me an objection. I would buy it and I'd run away. That was about my entire approach. Well, I just don't have the money. Well, if you don't have the money, you can't join. Bye. And I'd walk away. If they say, I don't have the time, if you don't have the time, how are you going to build a business? And I'd walk away. You don't know any people. You know, I don't like sales. Well, there's some sales involved in here. If you don't like sales, it's probably not a good fit for you. I'd walk away. So I bought their story. Phase 2 is I learned something about network marketing. I was involved in network marketing for a while. So, and after learning some things, you get some fancy answers. So I started using fancy answers. I started arguing with people. Is this one of those pyramids? Oh, you mean one of these? Like every organization on the face of the earth? Like the company you work for right now? Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you mean? So I would argue with them about this. Network marketing does $200 billion a year. It pays out $200 million every single day. It's one of the most highly regulated professions on earth. Don't you tell me it's not legit. Didn't work real well. Let me show you how I'm smart and you're dumb. That was kind of my answer to all this stuff. They say, you know, I don't have time. Show me your phone. Show me your phone. Show me screen time. I want to see screen time on your phone. Tell me you don't have time. Let's just see. Come on. I want to see. 6 hours and 23 minutes a day of screen time. And you don't have time to be able to build your business. Are you for real? So I would fight with them. And third, I finally learned how to be a professional, which was to listen and then to relate. Relate to them was part 2. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. I didn't think I had the time either. I didn't think I had the money either. I just didn't think I didn't think I knew enough people. I didn't think I was very charismatic. What business do I have running a business? I know how you feel. We're the same, you and me. And then I would tell them a story. My story or somebody else's story that would help build a bridge between their limiting belief and an empowering belief. I would tell a story, and then I'd ask them a question. If I would you. Who's got a mic for me? Somebody grab a mic for me. I'm going to do this real quick. Thank you. Who wants to role play objection with me? All right. So, any objection you want. I just finished the presentation, and I say, you know, we're continuing the conversation. Give me an objection.
I have done one of these before.
You've done one of these,
work.
And it didn't work.
No, not at all.
Really? So, when you say you've done one of these, what did you do?
I was with a fitness company.
What was the company?
Am I allowed to say?
It's okay.
Beachbody.
Beachbody. And why didn't it work for you?
I had no leadership. I didn't know what I was doing. I kind of was just thrown into the ocean and.
So it was kind of guidance. You didn't get guidance.
Yeah.
So honestly, do you think it was the company that let you down, or do you think it was you weren't plugged into the right system to give you the best chance for success?
Oh, I totally think I could have been successful had I known what to do.
Had you known what to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally get that. I totally get that. Nothing's more frustrating than starting a business and you don't have all the tools, or you don't feel like you're connected. And what's even worse, I'll bet this happened to you, you saw other people that were connected to great support systems, mm-hmm. and they were crushing, and you weren't crushing, and when you're comparing yourself to them, it's really frustrating, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. I totally understand. I totally understand, because I've been in situations where I haven't gotten the support either. You know, let me tell you what I did. When I took a look at this third-party thing that we've been talking about, when I took a look at this myself, my biggest question was, I'm not skilled at this. I don't know how to grow a business. I know how to be an employee, and I'm not very good at that. So can I get help was my biggest question. Can I get some help? Am I going to have some support? What's going to be available to me? Am I going to be part of a team that's going to help me grow? I don't need it forever. I just need it to get a foundation built, you know? And you know what I found in looking at this company? I found this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And I became convinced that I was going to get the support that I needed, because it's not network marketing. It was just that circumstance that let me down. So if I could show you, question number 4 is if I would you. If I could show you that if you chose to do this, and I understand you might have a little psychic damage, PTSD, I get it. But if I could show you that you would get support, training, systems, tools, in order to be, and friendship, in order to be able to grow a business, would you be willing to take another look? Would you be willing to at least explore this a little further? Find out if what I'm saying is for real?
Yeah, I'd love to meet a leader too if I could.
Sure. Meet a leader. Fantastic. We can do that. Let's set up the next exposure.
Cool.
See what I'm saying? All right. Who wants to give me another objection? It doesn't matter what it is. I don't even care. Hand it right behind you. See, do you see what I did with the 4? Yeah. I listened till I understood. And did it feel nice? What was your name again? Devin. Did it feel nice that somebody was actually listening?
Yeah, it felt organic.
It felt organic. Like somebody was actually, he's hearing me. You know? He's hearing the frustration that I had. He was not nullifying my feelings and saying that was nonsense. You should have took charge and been a pro by yourself. You know what I mean? So what's your name, sir?
Vince.
Vince. So I show this to you and we're talking, conversation. What's your objection?
These things don't work.
These things don't work. What do you mean by these things?
They just dump their products on you.
What do you mean by these things?
This network marketing
Network
thing.
marketing things. Have you tried it before?
I tried in the past, yes. Nobody bought anything.
Nobody bought anything.
Filled up my garage.
Filled up your garage?
Yes.
How long ago was this?
A few years ago.
A few years. Come on, few years?
5 years ago.
Yeah, it had to be more than a few years, because that's kind of, it's not really a thing as much anymore. More people are connecting people to companies. But look,
Yeah.
if you've tried it before and you've been frustrated,
Yeah.
I understand. When the first company that I got involved with, I had boxes of stuff.
Really?
Yeah, they used to call it garage qualified. I was qualified to get my check, but I had a garage of stuff, And I hate selling. I don't like to sell. So I got all this stuff, and I'm feeling like a loser, and I'm trying to figure it out. I was desperate enough to figure it out, but ultimately I learned that wasn't really where it's going. And here's what I would tell you, first of all. Do you think network marketing doesn't work, or do you think maybe the company that you were with had a problem with how they approach things?
I don't know. It just seems like everybody is not able to sell their products.
Right. I will tell you, when I looked at, after having my first experience, when I looked again at network marketing, I was a little nervous. Like, is this going to be the same go around? Am I going to be able to do this? But here's what I found. Companies have changed pretty dramatically.
Okay.
And now all you're doing is connecting people to the company. They're ordering and getting products exactly when they need them. All you need to have on hand is maybe some samples or something to show somebody else. That's it. Now today, in today's world, what I found out is that if you can be a marketer, you can connect other people, and it's a lot of people doing a little bit, you can build a huge business. So one thing I will tell you that I know about you, not even really knowing you, is if you've done it once, you're probably going to do it again.
You think so?
I do. I'm not saying you're going to, or even with me, but at some point, there's going to be something that comes around and you say, you know what, let me give this thing another try. Because if you're like me, you have a little bit of unfinished business when it comes to network marketing, and you need to go, you want to go figure this thing out. So let me just tell you this. If I could show you, let you feel comfortable, that this was in fact different, that this did set people up for success, that this wasn't loading people up with products and not caring if they sold them or not. If I could show you the company had a system and training and everything else to give people the best possible chance for success, would you be willing at least to take another look?
Are you saying you could also show me how to be a better salesperson and not have people run away? Is that what you're saying?
What do you mean? So what the happy with runaway thing, I lost it.
Are you saying you could show me as well how to become a better salesperson and not have people run away when
Yes,
you say network
here's what I will tell you. I can't, but they can.
Okay.
I'm not that good at sales, and I've still been able to build something of a team. Sales scares me, but building a network gets me excited. And let me show you how they do it. Okay? Make sense?
Makes sense.
All right. So could I do the same thing with I don't have the money, I don't have the time? That same basic process. All right? So listen, relate, tell a story, and ask the question, if I would you, and to next exposure. That's all you want to do. Because in these conversations, we build a rapport. We hang out. We have fun. We're talking about this stuff. We're relating. We're the same. So what I will tell you in this, one more thought that I wanted to drop in. I'll remember it. So continuing the conversation, there's questions and objections in there, right? They don't have the time. They don't have the money, all that stuff. Oh, I knew if I just talked, I would find it. You ever do that? You like forgot a thing, and if you just keep talking, it'll show up. Sometimes your story is not going to help. So you need somebody else's story. I'll give you an example. You're talking to somebody who's 8 months pregnant as a man. And you're saying, I just can't do this right now. I'm 8 months pregnant. You can't say, oh my gosh, me too. You know, we're the same, you and me. Or I'm sure I can know exactly what that's like. Try that one, guys. What you can do is refer to somebody else's story. Let me tell you about some friends that I have that while they were pregnant, before they had their baby, they decided to do some stuff and get started on a business as soon as have a project, as soon as they had their baby, were able to move, and they can do it with the flexibility of their own situation or whatever. Or I'm a neurosurgeon. Oh, you and me, we're the same. No, not a neurosurgeon. I can introduce you to other really smart people. Okay? So, very quick course. I could cover every single objection. It's the same basic formula. But here's all I want you to do. Don't worry about the answer. Connect them to a third party. You connect them to the third party will do the job for you. You have your list of third-party things. All right. Now, before we get to recruiting, I want to introduce, who's next? Michelle Poe? Yeah. Well, whoever's next, put them up.
Hey everyone, Giordano Garretta here from Newport Beach, California. I've been involved in network marketing for over 8 years now. I was actually born and raised in Italy. I moved to the United States in 2012. In 2015, when I found out about network marketing, I was a broke busboy and a soccer coach with over $30,000 in debt. Thanks to this business, I quit both of my jobs, pay off all my debt, travel all over the world, build the #1 team in the company in Italy, and most importantly, I've helped 52 people earn a 6-figure income and above in this business. So let's go straight to the point. Let me give you my top 4 secret weapons for recruiting. Tip number 1, believe in people before they believe in themselves. What do I mean by that? When I first saw the presentation my first time, I was in debt, I was broke. It was $5,000 to join, and I couldn't afford that, right? But the guy was doing the presentation, Colton, he took me on the side at the end of the presentation. He asked me the right question. He listened to my story. And after listening to me the whole time, he said, you can be the #1 distributor in Italy. You can start the biggest team in Italy. You can be the face of the company. And for the first time, someone believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. So this is the tip number 1. You got to paint that vision for people. You need to believe in them before even they believe in themselves. Tip number 2, sell the destination, not the vehicle, right? What do I mean by that? Your product, your business, your opportunity, your service, that's the vehicle for people to achieve their dreams, their goals, their lifestyle, right? And you need to focus on listening to people and where they're going to go, because people buy on emotion, they don't buy on logic. And how do you do that? You have to have conversation. When you ask the right question, you get people to open up to you, you listen to their problems, because your product, your service, your opportunity has got to solve an emotional need that they have. And that's what people purchase. That's the destination, right? Their dream life, their goals, whatever they want to solve, right? And your business is just the vehicle for them to get there. So sell the destination, not the vehicle. Tip number 3, do not overhype the opportunity. You need to prepare people for how hard the business is going to be. Let's be honest, guys. The first year in network marketing, there's no time freedom, no passive income. You work harder than you work at your job. And you got to be honest with people. Because when you promise people it's going to be so easy, you're going to have passive income, you don't have to do nothing and things like that. At the first problem, people are going to quit. If you want people to stay a long time with you, that's why I have so many leaders that stayed with me during the whole 8 years that I've been in this business, and they stay with me. Because I prepare people for how hard the business is going to be. And I also told them if they were willing to work that hard, what's going to look like at the end of the hard work period, right? So be honest with people. Do not overhype the opportunity. Do not overhype the product because there's no need. And the more honest you are, the better people you're going to attract. Last but not least, can I have a plan B? This got to be your way to achieve your dream life, to achieve your goals. And when you talk to people, you gotta let them know, they need to feel that no matter how long it's gonna take you, it could take you 5 years, 15 years, 20 years, you don't have a plan B. That's your way out. That's your ticket to get what you want in life. So not have a plan B. Guys, I don't have a lot of time here, so I just wanna give a huge shout out to my team in Italy, Nati per Vincere. Ragazzi, siete della mia famiglia, vi voglio bene. And all my team all over the world, born to win. Thank you so much, Eric, for putting this event, and I'll see you guys at the next event. Take care.
All right. Thanks, Giordano. Okay, so we've gone through the process. Found prospects, started conversations, invited them to a third-party resource, presented using a third-party resource, continued the conversation, still guiding them exposure to exposure, questions and objections, build rapport. They help people understand what they're getting involved with. They're not something to be afraid of. They're something to embrace and become professional at. Take some time. I know I'm giving you a lot in a short period of time, right? And then there's going to come a time when you need to ask some questions, all right? They saw an exposure. They watched a video. They attended a Zoom. They came to an event. They tried the product or whatever. Now you need to be a professional in how you help them make the decision. And guess what I did for forever? Like, what'd you think? That was my whole strategy. What'd you think? Which basically invited them to critique whatever it is they saw versus kind of positively approaching it. So I'm going to give you 6 questions, and if we had the time, it sounds like a lot. It's not a lot, okay? And even if you wrote them down, what I would encourage you to do is use these 6 questions as a third-party tool. Like put them on a 3x5 card, laminate it, put it in your journal, and even if you're sitting in front of me, say, hey, I have to ask you these 6 questions. Can I ask you these 6 questions? Is that okay? These are the 6 questions I'm supposed to ask. What do I know? So the little laminated thing can be your third party. Okay? Now, if you can get somebody else to do it for you, fantastic. Upline, wonderful. But if you don't have it, and most of the time you're not going to have it, or they're not going to be ready in that moment, just be able to pull that thing out, show it to them. This is what I'm supposed to do now. You just finished watching the video. Now I'm new at this, so bear with me. I'm supposed to ask you these things. Question number 1. What'd you like best about what you just saw? What'd you like best? It's a much better question than what'd you think. What'd you like best? Yeah? You're going to get all kinds of answers. I like the money. I like the product. I didn't like anything. Doesn't matter. They can say, I didn't like anything, especially you. I'll still win. You watch. These questions are magic. Second question. Whatever they tell you is going to give you some clues, but it doesn't matter. Just go to the second question anyway, no matter what they say. What'd you like best? I didn't like anything. I'm not interested at all. I'm done with this conversation. Wait, hold on. Before we hang up or we walk away, just ask one more question. If you were interested, On a scale of 1 to 10, what would be your level of interest? Like if they're positive, I would just say, I like the product, I like the opportunity, I like the money, I like the freedom, I like flexibility, I like the support, I like the company's values. Fantastic. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you're like ready to go, 1, you have very little or no interest. Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Well, guess what you're going to get a lot of? 6s, 5s, 7s. If they give you a 7, they're joining. Just so you know. They just don't want to act like a cheap date, ready to go home with you after one drink. Serious. 7 and above, you're going downhill. This is downhill in a good way. You're smooth sailing. If they give me a 2 or a 3, what if they give you a -5? I'll take it. I'm still okay. Their number doesn't matter. It gives me clues, but it doesn't matter. Then I'm going to go to the next question, the income question. And I'll give this to you kind of the way I would say it. What's your name again? Callahan. Cool name. How you doing, Callahan? So, Callahan, what'd you like best? Let's just assume I just showed you a video. Positivity. I do too. I like that too. There's not enough positivity out there in the world. Curiosity, on a scale of 1 to 10. You just saw this. We're looking at a business. 10 being, absolutely the best. You're ready to go. And 1 being you're not interested at all. What number would you throw in there? Not the right time for you? 4. Fantastic. 4. Let me ask you a question. If it was the right time for you, hypothetically, just between you and me, how much would you need to earn per month in order to be able to make this worth your time? Just a part-time effort, how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time?
$1,000.
$1,000. All right. Fair. How many hours a week, if that $1,000 was real, how many hours a week could you commit to developing a $1,000 part-time monthly income?
2 hours, 20 minutes a day.
2 hours, 20 minutes a day? Fantastic. A couple hours a week to develop a $1,000 monthly income. It'd be a pretty good part-time gig, right? It'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 hours a month, $1,000, $100 an hour. Who wouldn't want that? It'd be pretty awesome. How many months would you be willing to work those 2 hours a week while you were developing a $1,000 monthly income, part-time?
If I can do it 1 month, I can do them all.
Huh?
If I can do it 1 month, I can do them all.
If you can do it in 1 month, you can do it all. But, let's say it didn't happen month 1. How many months would you be willing to commit to developing? Because sometimes you have to develop an income. It doesn't just show up.
Right.
So how many months would you give it before you said, you know what, this isn't for me?
6 months.
6 months. Fantastic. So let me ask you a question, Callahan. If I could show you, even though I know now is maybe not the best time, if I could show you how this company could help you develop a $1,000 monthly income, working 2 hours a week over the course of the next 6 months, would you be willing to at least take the next step, learn a little bit more about it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, who wants to be the most negative person in the world? All right, give it. No, we already did yours. Pass it back behind, back there. One behind. All right, so I just showed you a video.
I'll be negative.
What's your name?
Carla.
Hi, Carla. How are you?
I guess I'm good.
Oh, great. Fantastic. Listen, you just saw this video. We've been in conversation. And Carla, what'd you like best about what you just saw?
I didn't like anything. Looked super salesy, and I can't think of one thing that I liked.
Really? Not one thing?
No.
Did you like the fact that the video was over?
I liked that it was short.
It was short.
Appreciate that.
Fantastic. Wonderful. And it's Carla, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, Carla. So let me just ask you a question hypothetically, and I know you don't have any interest, but just out of curiosity. If you did find something of value here, and we could rate your interest on a scale of 1 to 10. 10, you're ready to get started. 1, you have no interest at all. What number would you give yourself?
Okay, so I'm not interested. Don't want to do this. Don't want to be weird and salesy.
What would your number be?
6, 5.
5. it feels more like a -5. Be rude. It's okay.
Okay.
We're friends. We're friends. You're not being rude to me. You're being rude to the thing. And this thing might not be a fit for you. It's fine. No problem.
Okay.
All right. So it's a 1 then.
I'm a hard one.
A hard one. Fantastic. Play a game with me. Okay? If you did decide to do this, and I know you're not interested, but if you did decide to do this, how much you need to earn per month in order for it to be worth your time? If you did, just pick a number, whatever number.
I would need to earn $1,000 a week, so $4,000 a month.
$4,000 a month. Fantastic. And realistically, with your life and everything going on, how many hours a week could you commit to developing a $1,000 weekly income, $4,000 monthly income?
I can only commit 10 hours a week.
10 hours a week. Fantastic. And how many months would you be willing to work 10 hours a week to develop a $4,000 monthly income? Real life now. This is real $4,000 and a real 10 hours a week. Okay? So probably have a pretty good impact on your life. How many months would you give it while you're trying to develop that income? Before you said, you know what, I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, I am, so a year.
A year. Fantastic. So let me ask you a question, Carla. Real life. And I know you're skeptical, and I don't mind that. I really don't. I'd rather have somebody who's honestly skeptical than falsely excited. You know? I'd rather have a real conversation with a real human being, and, you know, I'm sure something's happened in your life that's made you nervous, or that made you skeptical of something like this, of going into business for yourself or whatever. That's all fine. But just let me ask you this. If I could show you, for real, how to develop a $4,000 monthly income, working 10 hours a week over the course of 12 months, even if you're skeptical, even if you're kind of cynical on this whole category altogether, even if you don't completely understand it right now, if that was possible, if I could show you that that was possible, would you at least be willing to meet somebody or see this next thing or take another look? Would you at least be willing to do that?
Actually, I would.
Yeah. So, I mean...
He got me.
Yeah. I'm not, like,
If
again...
you only knew the power of the dark side.
Now, see, these 6 questions, there's a little charm in there, a little bit of emotional intelligence in there, a little recognizing that there's some pain in that conversation, that to ignore that wouldn't be human. So you got to kind of acknowledge all that. But then getting to that point of saying, and then you have to be able to show it, and you should be able to show some rank or some example or somebody else who's done it that you could introduce her to, that she could learn from that person, that maybe you're not even making that kind of money, but you could introduce her to somebody who is, right? And then she could see a picture that wasn't through me. I do not mind negative, cynical people at all, because they're negative and cynical for a reason. And we've got a hopeful business, you know? So all I'm trying to do is be a guide and then be a connector between somebody who's looking for a solution, whether they want to admit it or not, and a solution that might be a fit for them or not. I would encourage them, this needs to be on your list. It doesn't need to be the answer, but this should be one of the things that you should consider. And if it's not this, then keep looking. I beg you, keep looking until you find it, because you're worth more than your current situation is allowing you. That's my heart in the whole process. So it doesn't matter. If you have these 6 questions and say, listen, I just want to read through these with you. You just read through them. You'll still get the result. And you'll add your charm later. You'll add your personality later. You'll pause for a second in the middle of that and say, something's really let you down. Somebody's really let you down at some point. And you don't even need to give me the details, but I can see it, and I'm sorry that that happened. Whatever it was, I'm sorry that that happened. And I mean, you could take a pause, be a human being for a second, you know? You don't have to be a machine into all this. So we follow this whole arc of finding prospects, conversion, pivot, inviting, presenting, continuing the conversation, and recruiting. helping them make the decision, right? And then there's another piece, which is launching. Launching, helping launch that person, and we're not going to have time to cover that today. Because when we launch that person, what are we going to teach that person to do? Find prospects, start conversation, pivot, invite, present, continue conversation, recruit. Then what are we going to do with them? Launch them to find prospects and to be able to go. I want you to hear from another gentleman who's, I think, in Switzerland. Do we have Sandro? Is he ready to go? Meet Sandro Cazzato.
Hello people, my name is Sandro Cazzato, I'm 39 years old and I live in Zurich, Switzerland. I joined network marketing in December 2020, so it's only 2.5 years ago, but believe me, these were the most incredible years of my life. Before I started in this new profession, I was an entrepreneur in the IT business. I was developing an IT consulting company over the last 12 years, achieving a peak of 80 employees that were servicing Swiss banks and insurance companies. I found myself working just for money. I didn't feel fulfilled anymore. I lost my fire, I lost the passion for my business, and I definitely needed a change. That's the moment when network marketing bumped into my life. And in December 2020, I took the decision to go all in this new profession. Of course, that meant that I had to start from zero, but this wasn't a problem because I read the GoPro book. I was watching Eric's videos online, and this helped me to start with the right foot into this new profession. I tried to do 20 and in 30, that means 20 recruits in the first 30 days. And I tell you today how I achieved this, because over the last 2.5 years, I never stopped recruiting. I was able to recruit hundreds and hundreds of people thanks to the following tactics. And it's quite simple because I'm a numbers guy. That means I understood that network marketing is mathematics. The more conversations you start, the higher the chances that you can close on this person by letting them become your business partners, your front lines. Which means you need to do lots of action, especially in the beginning. Don't wait until you have all facts on the table. Don't wait until you understood everything perfectly. You go out and you start conversation, which brings us to the next advice that I want to give you. Never start a conversation by telling about your product or your company or your business. Just start a random conversation. How are you? How old are you? Are you married? Do you have children? What are you doing? What do you do for a living? These are traditional questions that will help you to gather information. The issue today is that people talk a lot about what they want, but they don't listen about what other people want. It's a fact, and it's an observation that I did. Today I'm leading an organization of 100,000 people, so I can truly say that I feel how people manage to fulfill a specific need thanks to network marketing. And by asking the right questions right from the beginning, you will understand which need isn't fulfilled in this person yet. And you will also understand how you can help them to join the business by showing them how this profession can help them to fulfill this need. But this will only work if you ask the right question, you will get the right information, and this will help you to make the switch from a random conversation to a business conversation. I'm sure these two advices will help you in recruiting more people in future, but don't let it be theory. Go out and start immediately.
I'm proud of Sandro for a couple reasons. One is he didn't have to do this. He's very successful with his other business. And two, he personally recruited like 400 people after he decided to grow his business the last 3 years. He has over 100 people making 6 figures a year. He has 4 or 5 people making 7 figures a year. He's one of them. That's what's possible if you can unlock this stuff. So listen, I've learned. I love learning new things. I try to have my awareness as high as I can have it. And I've been doing this for 35 years. And the numbers that I described for you at the beginning, the 70%, 20%, 5%, 3%, and 2%, bother me. It really bothers me. A lot of people feel like they're alone out there. A lot of people feel overwhelmed. For the past 3 years, I've had this program called the GoPro Accelerator Program, where people pay me $10,000 for a year's worth of coaching. Some of you in the room? Yeah. Hey, my friends. In the room. And even with that, I'm giving them so much information in such a fire hose that the amount that it takes for a person to get overwhelmed when they're by themselves is really, really small. It's so easy to get excited in a room like this and then leave and get paralyzed. So I think people can only absorb so much. I mean, we've been here for 3 hours and 15 minutes. I could go for another 30 hours, no problem, and we can go deep on all these topics. But guess what? Your brains would like short circuit it about, some of them are already there. You got your notes, but you're like, I'm still on point number 1. How am I going to make that work? You know what I mean? That's real life in this thing. All this, yes, that makes sense. Yes, that was funny. Oh, yes, that looked like it worked. But is this the best delivery system for you to be able to truly change your circumstance? So I learned something about virtual mentors versus real life mentors. Let me ask you a question. What would happen if I moved into your house with you? All of you that are in level 1. I moved in, stayed in the spare room, and slept on the couch, whatever. But my job was to every day help you do the best you could do, move yourself forward, how to think better, how to get the results, how to get more conversations, how to move your business forward, and get you out of level 1 into level 2, get you out of level 2 into level 3, right? That was my job. How many people feel like I could help you get some success, maybe a little faster? And you know what? It's not in learning here. It's like after lunch, say, can you tell me one more time that, or I just did this, I need some feedback. Or what am I doing wrong in this phone call? Or I'm texting people and nobody's responding to me. How do I fix this? Well, show me what you're texting. Let me see it. Oh, well, that's the problem. That was the wrong emoji to put in there or whatever. So, how valuable would it be? I want every one of you to think about this for real. No matter what level you're in, how valuable would it be if you could get 10 recruits in the next 30 to 60 days? Business building recruits, how valuable? How would it change your business? How would it change the example that you're having with your team? What would it do? Would you rank advance? Would your income grow? Would your confidence grow? Would you take more action? Would it be a happier Christmas? I mean, what are all the things what would the benefit be? It'd be big, right? And there's no reason why you can't do it. None, zero. It's a decision and maybe some guidance. So you got 2 choices as we leave today. You can take this information, best as much as I could give you in this period of time and go home and do it on your own, or I'll do it with you. I literally, and no kidding, will do it with you. Literally every single step. I'll help you get where you need to go. And in explaining that, let me throw back, what are the 3 levels? 3 levels. Will you put that slide up, the 3 levels? The 3 levels in a career. Throw them all up. 0 to 10 recruits. You got less than 10, that's level 1. 10 recruits to 100,000, it's level 2. Right? You got your 10 recruits. Some of you got 10 recruits and they've totally disappeared. You need to relaunch. True talk, okay? No problem. So you're still kind of level 1. Let's get that done. Let's do it right. Under 10 recruits to 100,000 or 100,000 and beyond. 7 figures plus. I can help you do that. Those are the 3 levels. Level 1, level 2. Is there a level 3 there? There it is. There's level 3. So put into the chat, where are you? Again, here in the room, how many of you are at level 1? Starting or restarting? Launching or relaunching? How many of you are level 2? Raise your hands. We got to get you to 6 figures. We got to get that done. How many of you are at level 3? Past 6 figures, we need to get you 7 figures and beyond. I got something for all of you, and you're the first people ever to see it. We're working hard because I've been racking my brain. How can I help, in particular, the level 1s? Because if I can get the level 1s out of level 1, and I teach you how to get those level 1s out of level 1, then we can really run, right? And instead of 2% getting there, take it to 20% inside of this program. Be huge. So the path to 10 recruits. Let me tell you, this GoPro Academy program that I'm basically re-engineered from top to bottom, I'll let you guys know about it. And if it's something for you, fantastic. So let me tell you about GoPro Academy Level 1. This is what you're going to learn in Level 1. Just scroll through. Go. Understand network marketing, how to set up your business. I get this really granular. How to set up your business, where to set it up in your house, how to work part-time, how to set up your business accounts, all of it. How to manage your time, how to get started right, how to think like a winner, get the support of family and friends, find unlimited prospects, invite people to learn more, present, handle any questions, objections, enroll new people without pain. Okay? I want to make this so easy, so fun. And here's the important part of this. Level 1, it's not about, I want you to be able to succeed to get out of level 1 without skills. And even if you have fear, even if you're scared to death, okay? When I wrote GoPro, I said, here's the 7 skills. And they read that and they went, and they got paralyzed, half of them. And they were like, this is really good. I feel like network marketing's good, but I'm still by myself in my house trying to figure out how I'm going to do what I'm going to do. So I put together a program with this where I'm literally breaking it down, assuming you have no skill, you have high anxiety, you're stressed out, you're freaked out, maybe failed before, and we're going to do this like little bite-sized chunks. It's 48 lessons. 48 lessons. Small, little bite-sized lessons that I want you to just literally stay there. Don't think about any skills. Stay there until you get out of level 1. Go through it as many times as you need to go through it to go through level 1. Let me show you what it looks like because it's gorgeous. Not me, the part of it, but the look and feel of it. Check out this little quick 2-minute kind of overview of what it looks like. When I first got started in network marketing, the best way I could describe it is being in a fog. Everybody's telling you to run. Everybody's saying, go faster, faster, faster. You're like, wait, I can't see anything. I faced quite a bit of rejection pretty early. And to be honest, I made some pretty big mistakes going out to people without a plan. And I want to save you from some of that pain of going out there and scaring people or embarrassing yourself when you're sharing your opportunity or your products with people. In this program, I'm going to act like your unofficial upline. I'm going to not let you hide, kick you in the butt sometimes, pat you on the back sometimes. This is not a guess. This is for sure. We're really in this together, you and me. I want you to really pay attention. I want you to take notes because this is your launch strategy introduction, designed to help you launch, get off the ground, get off to a good start, get some progress, get some results, build some confidence. I'm going to help you find and enroll your very first customers. I want to help you find and enroll your very first distributors. If you'll listen to me in this program, I will save you the pain. I will shorten your learning curve. And not only can I help you, but I'm going to teach you how to help everybody you bring into your business to do the same thing. So whether you're launching or relaunching, you're in the right place. And together, we're going to go out there and educate the entire world because it is a stone cold fact that network marketing is a better way. That is it. Pretty, huh? The team did a good job. They made it look pretty. Let me tell you about the program. The Path to 10 Recruits is 10 courses, 48 lessons. It's about 6.5 hours of content in bite-sized chunks. The average lesson's about 6 minutes long. I'm going to give you a little assignment. Go do that. All right, come back. Do another little assignment, step by step. This is what I would do if I was moving into your house with you, okay? We have English and Spanish available now. We're working on other languages as quickly as we can. The team is racing to be able to get English and Spanish available for this course. This by itself is worth $1,000. Easy, easy, easy. I'll give you the price for it in a second, and I think